So people baby trap you to make sure that they stay involved or have access to your life for damn near forever, pretty much. Damn near a tale as old as time, isn't it? Just like, well, we're about to break up. Hey, let's do it one more time for the road, all right? And then there's a baby on the way all of a sudden. And now that person feels like they have access to you for the rest of your life. Sometimes people will suggest having a baby to fix a relationship, which is absolutely insane. Like, if y'all are struggling to communicate, if you're struggling spending time together, if you're struggling just in general, adding a baby or twins or triplets will not help your relationship. Like, we're gonna love this little bundle of joy together. That doesn't work right there, y'all. I promise you. It actually makes you go. It can actually make you grow apart. I can't even talk straight. I'm getting so flustered.
Y'all do know that men can actually trap a woman with a baby, right? Like, it's not only women who trap men with children. Men can also trap a woman with a baby, especially like if that man knows a woman has certain beliefs, like say that woman does not believe in abortion, right? And she's not on any birth control contraceptive methods, as in anything that you have to put into your body, right? What if she's doing the family planning method, or she's using smondums? I don't know if I could say that on TikTok, right? But if that is the case, like, there are some men who are so diabolical and who are so in tune with a woman's body. These men who are the ones to trap women will literally study a woman's cycle and will literally plan to have schmecks around the time that that woman ovulates, and that man will intentionally finish in the woman, right? If, say, they use the family planning method, okay? These men are out here trapping women with babies. Y'all may not believe me, and I don't care if you believe me or not, but that's simply the truth. There are men who do this. There are men who know that women do not want to have children at a certain time. Like, maybe they're putting children on the back burner. These men will intentionally try to get these women pregnant. Some men take off the schmondom in the middle of schmecks. Y'all act like these men don't have a brain. They don't use it for the right things, but a lot of these men aren't dumb.
Let me tell you something. It's not every man will say, I love you, I want to have a baby with you, you should do it. Because some of them man here, some of them, they know that they don't stand a chance. They know that you're out of their league. They know that if they don't get you pregnant, there is no way on earth you will be tied to them or stay in their lives. So them say, boy, I love you, I think we should have a baby gonna look cute. And then you just say, okay, all right. And they know you're tethered, locked in with that man forever. You know how good it feels to get up and leave somebody and you not have to call him back? You can block them and move on with your life, literally. The man supposed to leave you the way I'm find you. Remember my ex said, oh, I love you. I could see the love in his eyes. The love in his eyes was scary. And him said, I want you to have my baby. And I said, so I sleep all day. I sleep all day. Come and say, alright, I'm go over this man's house this weekend. I'm have a plan and I have to sleep all day because I plan to stay up all night. I go over him house, him saying tired. I say, okay babe, no problem. Sleep. I put my phone to alarm every 2 hours after midnight. After midnight, every 2 hours my phone alarm me, and I wake up and I scream. Yeah, that man depend. And the man said, we are walk on. I'm say, like, that's what babies do. Babies get up every 2 hours and them scream. Him said, are you insane? I said, yes. Because you said you want a baby, so I'm just checking to see how ready you are and if you actually want one. No, this man getting upset with me. Oh, if you get upset with me, could you get upset with that baby? I just left him. And I remember him talking about, you're insane. And I said, yes, because you hate me. You hate me. I was 21. What am I doing with a baby at 21? Excuse me? I'm 28 right now and I still can't even imagine it. Like, a baby? A human being? Like, if the baby dead, I have to explain how the baby dead. It's not like a dog. Or the dog dead, we can bury it in my backyard. People are gonna ask questions.
Ladies, let me tell you something. I was on a date with this young boy, and an old man was sitting under the tree as we was walking by. And that old man gave the stupidest advice I ever could imagine came out of his goddamn mouth. He looked at that young boy, he said, put a baby in her. I said, oh, this is advice you giving the young generation? No wonder you sitting under a juniper tree. And ladies, I'm here to tell you, these men will try to trap you and put a baby in you. Okay? If you look at my video from 2 Sundays ago from Batty Baptist, I said to the women, close your womb. Stop having these babies from these boys because they're not ready for you. They're not ready for a baby, but they'll trap you to keep you in their life. And I looked at that old man and I looked at that young boy and I said, bitch, I got a trapper stopper.
Do women really baby trap men, or is there a possibility that it's the other way around? Men baby trap women. Men baby trap women into exploitative, gendered household labor dynamics that are weighted against women. Men baby trap women into long periods of low or no income when they've had kids. Men literally baby trap women inside the home with infants who are difficult to take out into a man-made world that is hostile to people who are breastfeeding or using prams and strollers. Men baby trap us into being too busy as primary carers to participate in the public life and activities that can gain us political power, which gives us the ability to create change for ourselves. Men baby trap women into abusive relationships where we are too physically and financially vulnerable to leave. And even if a man is meaningfully concerned about getting someone pregnant and he wants to control his reproductive choices, he always has the choice of wearing a condom. He also has the choice of standing up for women's reproductive rights. And even if that condom fails, as contraceptives sometimes do, and he accidentally gets someone pregnant, it's not him who will be trapped.
It's funny because, you know, they always say that women are the ones that trap men with babies, but that's not the truth. It's men who trap women's babies. How can you trap a man with a baby when men can just walk away with no consequences? Nobody talks shit about single fathers. As a matter of fact, they praise single fathers. But single mothers, they are the scourge of the earth. They are the reason why everything is fucked up. Oh, they're the reason why this next generation is a... So how can you trap a man with a baby when a man can just get up and leave? No problems, no harm, no foul. Women don't trap men with babies. We get trapped with babies. Because once a woman gets pregnant and has a baby, in the concept of the patriarchy's mind, she's now used goods. And no other man out there is going to want her. So now I have complete control over this woman. She can't go nowhere. She's mine forever. She's used goods, the used goods that are still getting hit on the street every single 5 seconds. It's like, women can never be used goods. We bad bitches.
And the baby trapped one.
Yeah.
Can I just say, right at the fucking beginning, me, my 22-year-old freshly turned self, falling pregnant, unplanned, I was terrified. And I was saying to
If anyone baby traps anyone, it's me.
thank you. I've been waiting for you to fucking say that.
I've baby trapped. This
Oh my God. 11:20, Wednesday. He's said it.
I've baby trapped this fine lady because, look, she's lovely looking and now she can't get rid of me forever. So
this is clip this, Proddy. I want this clip and I want it on Instagram.
Look, she can't get rid of me now because I impregnated her.
This is what I'm saying. Bro was saying,
So even if you do want to split up with me some point down the future, which you won't because I am great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will still be knocking at the door going, hello.
This is what I'm saying. It's him. He's the problem. It's not me.
Yeah.
I've been saying that.
You know, men be so possessive. You gonna go to ultimate lengths and knock this girl up because you don't want her to leave you. Boy, you's a bitch. Because you know for a fact that you ain't even about to step up and take care of no child. You know for a fact that you just want her to be in your life. You just gonna knock her up just to say she got one of your kids and she gonna have to deal with you for the next 18 years. That is sick, bruh. Why don't you just step up and be a man? Then you won't feel like she got so many options out there and she gonna leave you. So you need to do the one thing that you know gonna keep her around. At that point, when you decide to do that, you don't even care about the dynamic of the relationship that y'all about to be in. You don't even care about that because your only thought in that moment is, I don't want her to leave me. She can't leave me. What you wasn't loved enough by your moms or something when you was young to feel like that you need this female love to always be around. So in order for you to keep it around, you want to get the girl pregnant. That got to be the most lamest thing you can do. And you can't call yourself no man if you just going out here and deliberately knocking girls up just because you want to keep them around. Stop using the child as a toy or a tool in your mental war game. You don't have children with somebody just because you don't want them to leave you if you ain't willing to step up.
I come on here all the time and I try to tell these girls about how to protect themselves because there's a lot of men who just want to conquer you, right? It's just another check on their belt. They don't like you. They don't want you. They don't have any long-term plans for you, but they just want the ability to be able to say that they conquered you. That could be in so many different ways. It could simply just be in sleeping with you. It could be getting you pregnant and sitting you down. It could be financially getting money out of you. It's so many different things, but a lot of them have an agenda when they meet you on what they want, and they ain't gonna stop until they can accomplish that mission. I will always have my guard up when it comes to men. Right? When I meet men, I don't go into it thinking that he's a good man until he disappoints me. I assume you're bad until you impress me. It's the opposite. My guard is always up from day one. And it don't start getting lowered until I feel like it's deserving to be lowered. And it never gets to that point. It'll never get to that point. But one thing I know is I'm not going to allow no man to conquer me in any type of way, whether it be sexually, getting me pregnant. You have a better chance of winning the lottery than getting me pregnant. That could never happen, right? That man has a better chance of getting pregnant. It's not ever going to happen. But so many times I come online, I try to tell these girls, you need to protect yourself. It is not safe out here. There are men who simply want to get you pregnant so that they can keep you on a roster, right? It has nothing to do with them wanting no child with you. It has nothing to do with them wanting you. It's the fact that they realize if they get you pregnant, number one, it sits you down. If they get you pregnant, it makes it harder for you to go back out and date. If they get you pregnant, that means that you now have an attachment to him through a child. Right? So unless you just gonna cut them off and not care about your child's well-being and having any interactions with their father, you will have to have some type of interaction with him because of the child. And these men know that. This is the reason why they will choose to be a baby daddy over a husband. A lot of these men are out here collecting baby mamas like Pokemon cards because it's all about conquering you, right? Especially when you get into the girls who's supposed to be the girls that all of the men want. You especially the ones that they want to conquer. You the one they really want to sit down, right? Because you the one that all the dudes want. So what better than to sit you down, get you pregnant, and make you their baby mama? They still don't have to commit to you. They don't have to marry you. They can still go out and sleep with other women. But at the end of the day, you still connected to him through a child. I get on here all the time and tell women how to look out for stuff and protect themselves because at the end of the day, a lot of these men just want to be able to say they had you, they conquered you, they humbled you, and I'm never going to give you that opportunity. My ego ain't set up like that.
Let's talk about this narrative that men are trapped in certain situations by women when they become pregnant. It's just not true. It doesn't exist. It's a narrative that you've made up in your head to absolve you from the responsibility of what you've done, which is lay down with somebody that you do not know well enough, which is lay down with somebody and not use protection when you're not ready to have a baby with that person. Are there women out there that get pregnant with this idea in their head for the relationship to become serious or for money? Yeah, of course there are people out there. There are good and bad people out there that do selfish things, that use selfish tactics in order to get what they want. However, that is still not trapping a man who has laid down with that person as a fully fledged adult with all of their senses and can take responsibility for that. If you don't want a baby, use protection. If you aren't sure about the person, get to know them a little bit more. Take responsibility for the things that you do. This same person went on to write, that's why you should marry before you carry. And then a lady wrote, as if marrying a man keeps a man. Mic drop. Truth. Truth. Take responsibility. Take responsibility.
Especially when we see the trend of like every 3 to 6 months, another young, black, multi-talented, gorgeous woman engaging in baby mother culture. And then y'all look at the baby dad like, oh, he was just trying to sit her down. He was trying to humble her. I mean, even if that's true, she was engaging in it too. Like it takes two. Unless there's an assault, it takes two.
So many times women are so successful and they're on their straight path of success, but they allow a man to come around and completely warp, flip, and change their life. A lot of the times we look at these very successful women who get pregnant by these men and we're so quick to say, oh, he trapped her. He did this to her. He did this to her. But I'm just going to be real and clock some tea. A man cannot do anything you do not allow him to do to you. If he trapped her, there is no way that he trapped her without her allowing that. If he made her a baby mom, there is no way that he did that without her allowing that. I know I always say be wary of men and men can ruin your life, but at the end of the day, taking all accountability, a man cannot ruin your life if you do not give him the access to, and if you do not allow him to.
You get concerned about guys trying to trap you? Because guys always wonder about, especially once you become somebody. Mm-hmm. You always got to worry about the pitfalls or, do you worry about stuff like that? Do females that are like here, like you are, do they worry about the same things like men worry that are here?
How we can get trapped? How can girls get trapped?
Y'all can't.
No how.
I got a membership at that place.
I don't care what anybody says. There's nothing nobody can say to change my view on this. I do not believe women can get trapped with a kid. You had that baby because you wanted to. Stop playing victim. Now, that man might have switched up on you and changed his mind, and you were 7, 8, 9 months pregnant, so it was too late to go back. But at one point, you agreed you wanted to have that kid because there's too many resources for you not to have a kid for you to get trapped. Plan A, wear protection. Plan B, Plan C. There's the clinic, and there's also so many different forms of birth control, or just don't indulge in sleeping with people, and you won't have a baby. Now, a lot of women have these kids for whatever reason they have these kids for. I don't know personally. Maybe it's to make that man more mature. Maybe it's to keep that man. He's trying to leave you. Maybe it's because that man is cheating and you feel like this will slow him down and wake him up to the good woman he has. Whatever reason you have came up in your head with, you were not trapped. You wanted to have that kid. You had that kid. Stop playing victim and just take some accountability. The kid is already here. No need to play the blame game. Just be a great parent.
You got a record with Lotto called Procedure. Are men really trying to trap you and get you pregnant?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
1-800.
That's crazy. So you really, in the record, you said that you might have to get your tubes tied.
Yeah.
You don't really mean that.
Yeah, but like I do want to have kids, but not my own kids. Like I want to do the surrogate.
Yeah.
I want somebody else to have my baby. I want them to have my DNA, but I don't want to have it. Like.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Why? Just because of your career, or you just don't?
I just don't want to actually have a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you see somebody have a bad experience that made you feel like I don't want to carry no baby?
Like all my friends got kids and they just like they can't do it. They restricted a lot when they pregnant. I'm like, nah, I don't want to go through that.
Oh, it's just for 9 months?
That's too long.
Hey fellas, a lot of y'all think impregnating or getting a woman pregnant is a way of keeping her. That's not a way of keeping her, man. If a woman want to be with you, she gonna stay. It don't take no baby. It don't take for you to marry her. It don't take none of that. When a woman want to be with you, she gonna be with you. So y'all gotta stop thinking that, oh, I'm gonna get her pregnant, I'm gonna trap her, I'm gonna keep her. Nah, That don't mean nothing, man. A woman gonna leave you, she gonna leave you. A woman don't wanna be with you no more, she ain't wanna be with you no more. Y'all dudes gotta stop thinking that y'all can trap these women just cause you impregnate her. That don't make no sense, man. Cause at the end of the day, a woman gonna move how she move. And you can't stop her. Word to wild.
We always talk about how like women baby trap men, and like recently we've been having more conversation about how men baby trap women way more freaking often. Like, let's be for real. The only person that woman trapped with that baby is herself with your bum ass. But I digress. And I genuinely feel like the only reason that I escaped the entrapment was that my response was always that I would sign over my rights. My response is that you're gonna fuck around and end up a single father. Like, men would say to me, oh, I'm gonna get you pregnant. And I would say, I hope you and your mother have a plan on how you guys are gonna parent together, because I'm gonna drop that baby in a bath and on your doorstep. Or I would tell them that I will pack up this child and move across the country and you will never see me or this child. And a lot of times, because they couldn't figure out I was serious, they would just let it be. Notice that both of those involved me removing myself. They didn't want the baby. Bitch, me either.
Don't let these men get you pregnant, because a lot of times they try to get you pregnant to lower.
She's absolutely correct. Because there are a lot of guys out there that will get you pregnant but don't want to marry you. Essentially, they don't mind trapping you with a child, especially if they know you're a good person or you have a lot of things going on for yourself. And maybe they don't have a lot of things going on for themselves. So they select you as a target because they know you're doing well for yourself. They almost see it as like insurance and a placeholder. So when they're ready, they can just come back and forth as they please. And they know you'll give them chances because you want the family and you want this situation to work, even if it's just for the child. If you're someone that believes in marriage before having children, then it's important that you stick to it. Never allow this guy to convince you otherwise. And don't settle for someone that doesn't know what they want or someone that's going to stop you from getting where you need to be in life.
Honestly, I feel like men just try to trap women and get them caught up with children because they want to manipulate them and they want to have them held up for life. My dog is in here and she's just hot. But I had a conversation with a guy earlier today who was like, you need to like really be considerate about like your future children because you don't want to be an old mom who's, just concerned about being stable rather than having a bunch of children. And I'm like, what? Never had these. I was just trying these and they're not. Well, I thought they would taste like this. Okay. But I was like, hold on, wait, what? First of all, a woman is going to have a child when she's ready to have a child with a man that is deserving to have a child with. Now, me, particularly this woman right here, I'm not having a child with a man unless he is my husband and there is a ring on my finger. I'm sorry. Honestly, the man can have children. This day and age, people have baggage. So, I don't come with any, but the only way that I'm going to allow a man to impregnate me and stick a seed up in me that I am having to deal with for the rest of my life, that is the absolute minimal standard. And I wish that there was more women out here like that, but a lot of women don't feel like that, or some women just don't want to get married. There are some women who are okay with having a man just provide for them if they have their child because that's what they want to do in life. That's just not who I am. I have big goals for my life. I have big things and big things that honestly are going to take a lot of focus that would be selfish to involve a child with. So I don't really want to have children or be responsible for someone else's life before mine until I have done the things that I want to do. So if that takes me longer because I'm not cheating my way or rushing my way to the top, then yeah, I'm going to wait to have children until my empire is built and I have done all the things that I want to do. And it's not happening without a ring. That's just me. saying the girls are wrong, but
Baby trapping. This is a real thing. Tons of women get sucked into having a man's baby because the man got them pregnant. So for me, I always tell the guy that I don't care what happens. I'm not having your child unless I am married. So I went on a date and I told this guy that. And we had a little argument about it. I don't even know why we even discussed it. But we did, and it was a first date. But I let him know I am not having a child unless I am married. And we see a lot of women will just fall into this trap. They have the child because the guy promises X, Y, and Z. No. It's not happening for me. If I'm not ready, I'm not even having a child. Nonetheless, if we're not married, it's not happening.
Listen, ladies, there is nothing sexy about a man coming to you saying, "Ooh, I want to put a baby in you." Are you cattle? I don't think so. Okay, because no man is going to talk about planting a seed in you without coming to you with the foundation of being able to sustain that seed when he is living and when he is gone. If he does not have health insurance for you, life insurance for you, a living will, and an irrevocable trust, then there should not be any conversation about a baby going anywhere. At this point, you have threatened my life. You have threatened me because your childish mindset is going to invoke a struggling life for me and a child, and you think it's sexy. No, it's not. Run as fast as you can. And ladies, we have to up our game. We have to up our standards and stop thinking that the bare minimum, which is some words and some sex, and makes us feel whole or makes us feel loved or makes us feel flattered. There is nothing smart about having a childish mindset when it comes to bringing in a child. You will be a childish woman struggling with a child, and now you're depressed and in debt. Okay?
I know we like to joke and be like, oh, everybody having babies. But on another note, I'm not gonna lie, as a man, a lot of y'all girls be getting trapped. Not gonna hold you. Like, me and the bros talking about this really yesterday. Like, a guy would see a girl got their stuff together, got all this potential, and then they want to lock that down. It's like they're trying to conquer or possess you. And the reason why a lot of y'all get trapped, I call it the mouse trap. Y'all are too focused on the cheese and get trapped. And what's the cheese? Money. Certain lifestyles. Like, we are so hyper fixated on a man being able to provide that y'all see somebody that appears like they have money, and then y'all give them the time of day, or y'all invest all your interest in them, and then you get caught up in a relationship with somebody that's not good for y'all. And just like a mouse, when they go for the cheese, they get trapped. And a lot of these dudes, you're more likely to see a woman person together than a guy, because statistically, especially black women, they're the most educated demographic in America. Most of these girls got their stuff together. These dudes really don't. Like, they might look fly, but they can't fly nowhere. They don't got nothing. And that's why a lot of girls you see, they be so surprised when, like, the dude wants something to do with them after they're pregnant or when they have the baby. It's because it was never about having a baby out of love. It was about locking you down. They conquered the thing. They conquered the woman that was unattainable, or that had her stuff together, or that, you know what I'm saying, was on a peak or on a rise. It's actually sick. I ain't gonna lie, that's really sick. And you always see it with usually like the flyest or the best looking girls too. Like, think about it. The girls in high school that were the most popular, they were bad. The older guys always tried to talk to them. Most of them end up having kids because they got trapped and locked down. You see it all the time. When somebody is bad or they got their stuff together, they will lock you down. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gotta stop getting trapped. Not everything that glitters is gold. And just because he got money don't mean he won't fold. I'm trying to tell y'all. And even then, we always talk about how men get trapped with babies. But I'm not gonna lie, I really feel like girls be getting trapped with babies more than men. Not gonna sit here and lie to you. Because girls do it too. But so do these guys. Do not let these dudes lie to y'all. Y'all be getting trapped.
I don't like it, but I understand why men trap women with babies. For those of y'all don't know, that's a thing. Like, I've had plenty of homies tell me, like, hey, man, I'm gonna get her pregnant. Then she's stuck. Crazy work. But though I don't like it, I understand why. Because if you have a baby with me, say me, and I start tripping out, I start doing weird stuff, I start cheating, I start lying, as long as that baby is still, you know, in effect, you always gotta mess with me. I know plenty of women who have babies with dudes that's terrible, trash, garbage, right? And I'll date them and we'll break up for whatever reason. What happens is me and that person separate, but the baby daddy, oh, he still got access forever. He's still in the mix forever. And to be honest with you, I'm just being honest, if I'm a good guy, so if you told me like, hey, Rome, if you really care about this woman, like, yeah, you really want to be with this woman, yeah, all you gotta do is get her pregnant, bro. That would be I don't know, man. I don't know. That would be a tough thing. And if I was a trash individual, like I had no moral compass, I would definitely put that in consideration. I would be like, all right. Because you gotta deal with that dude forever. I mean, there are some women that just like cut it off and they're done, but a lot of women, they'll just keep trying to make him a dad or keep talking to him, and all they did was be at the right place at the right time. Everything about them is trash. Every single aspect about them is trash. They shouldn't talk to them. They shouldn't be around them. But I know plenty of girls still talk to their baby daddy no matter what. He can cheat, lie, whatever he won't do. You still gonna talk to him. Just because he was at the right place at the right time. Crazy work. It's definitely not beneficial to be a good man. I'm getting less and less fucking energy to do it anymore. Dead ass.
Do y'all see that? It's a baby in there. Let me tell y'all how this man trapped me. And I know girls always tell me, oh, I got trapped. No. I really got trapped, okay? We met in high school, but it started in 2021 when we started dating, okay? We started dating, loved each other, but we lived in 2 different states. So anytime he came home, that was my man, and I would go visit him, be his girl. So I decided I'm going to move to another state, and we make a pact. Like, okay, you don't have no kids, I won't have no kids, because neither one of us have kids. That's the pact. Cool. I ended up staying in Georgia for 2 years, okay? In that 2 years, baby, I meet somebody else. We was doing our own thing, and I called off the pact, okay? I end up moving home 2 years later.
I just saw a video of a woman who says that she was trapped into having a man's baby. They had like a pregnancy pact, and they said if they didn't have a baby by somebody else by a certain age, they would have a baby together. They were off and on in their relationship, and that man had told her several times, I'm going to get you pregnant. But this man does get her pregnant, and she's upset about it. After she'd already posted screenshots of the man saying that's what he was going to do, she goes on to say, you know, I met his family, he met my family, we were off and on. It doesn't matter. That man told you what he was going to do before he did it. When a man tells you who he is, believe him the first time. It's a shame that there are some men out here who will create a baby with you because they want you to stay in their life, because they like you a lot. Not because they want to actually be a father to the child or because they want to be with you long term and they want to raise this child together. Some of them just want to give you a little souvenir, a little something to remember them by. But you cannot let a man joke with you or tell you he's going to get you pregnant. If that's not what you want, don't sleep with that man, because oftentimes that's one of the only promises they keep. A raggedy, no good man saying that he's going to get you pregnant should be seen as the threat that it is. Never leave the future and fate of your womb in a man's hands.
All right, so how do I say this? That man was never planning on having a family with you. He got you pregnant to slow you down, number one. Number two, he wanted to make sure that nobody else can have you, meaning another man can't have you. Number three, he wanted lifetime access to you. And I feel like a lot of us as women, we do not understand that these men will do anything to prevent being lonely, to prevent being alone. That's why they project that onto us so much. You're gonna die alone, you're gonna die alone, because they're afraid of being alone. So yes, they will do weird shit like this in order for that to not happen.
Why he got you pregnant? Because that child is the only way y'all gonna stay connected. If you find somebody else new, he gonna be nosy. He gonna pretend to want to see them kids just to see what you doing.
Baby trapping. I am a victim of baby trapping. Baby trapping. 15 years ago, the father of my children that I did not pick or select to have children with compromised my birth control and got me pregnant. He is an absent parent and owes $30,000 to his kids. Ladies, I need you to be very diligent and protect your wombs. The amount of grief having to deal with an absent parent who chooses when and when not to be an active parent is soul exhausting. Soul exhausting. And after speaking with my husband the other day, I told him, you know, I am no longer going to reach out, respond, interact, or even speak to Jeffrey if it's strictly not about the kids. And I'm talking like business. From this point out until we go to Nevada, I will not be saying a word to that man. The stress of having to deal with his unwillingness for what he caused is beyond soul frustrating. And it just really makes me despise low value men, let me not even say the word men, low value boys living in grown men bodies who come from a working class lower than my own, right? And dealing with a human who only knows how to ensure their own survival for somebody who grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth. Like, my parents weren't rich, like they weren't like millionaires, but we were very comfortable. I was comfortable. I never had to worry about money. I never had to want for anything. If I wanted something, my mom got it. If I needed something, my dad got it. I was provided for. Emotionally for my dad, no. But financially, yes. And it's just crazy that, you know, he wasn't supposed to be nothing but FB. That's all he was supposed to be, was a FB. And that was it. That's all he was supposed to be. He was never supposed to be more than that. And I was upfront. I was one of those girls that just told up front. I was like, hey, this is not going to go further than what this is here, and we're just going to be FBs. And, you know, I'm not looking for a family right now. I don't even want kids. At that point, I didn't want kids until I was about 35. And having children with somebody who you weren't supposed to have kids with, it's exhausting. And it's a everyday, like, I got to work with it. Like, every day I got to work with it. And I love the children, and I want what's best for them. I want to provide with my family, with my mom and dad provided for me, you know, the comfortability. And knowing that I didn't get there until just recently within these last 3 years, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that I have children with somebody who doesn't love them in the way that they need to be loved, or is not there the way that they need to be there, as well as, you know, my parents were. And it's heartbreaking for the kids, you know, even though my husband stepped up, it's really, really heartbreaking for the kids when they know that they have a father, a stepdad and a father, but the father is just always outside of those fingertip reaches, and the unavailability for him to either want to spend time with them if I don't force him, or want to contribute, is exhausting. And I would not wish this on my worst enemy. And there's people hate with a passion, but I would not wish a Jeffrey onto anybody, okay? Doing this for the last 15 years with somebody who's just unwilling, even though they trapped me, making me suffer, making the children suffer. It should be considered a crime, and I wish 15 years ago it was, so that I would have pressed charges on him for compromising my body without my consent. Please, ladies, protect your wombs.
You know one thing that makes me fucking howl here? When girls say, I got baby trapped. No, you didn't. Because you all have the choice to fetus deletus. In certain cases where you don't know and you just end up popping a sprog out, fair enough. But if you know, and you knew from early enough anyways, to get the fetus deletus, then you didn't get baby trapped, love, because you made the decision to keep it. And I know you're going to say, oh, well, it's not nice to go through that. Neither is fucking labour. Let me tell you that for sure. And I can guarantee labour is way worse than passing a few fucking blood clots. So call me insensitive, call me whatever the fuck you like, but you didn't get baby trapped. You fucking decided to keep the child. You little blood clots.
What's my favorite horror film? Knocked Up. Period. Because, I don't know, right when you got your dream job that you worked years for, you get tied to a bum man for the rest of your life who's light years beneath you. The biggest lie that we've ever been sold is that women trap men with babies. It's the other way around.
What do you do for work? Me and my roommates have we're starting an internet website. Oh, cool. What is it? You want to know every movie where she shows her tits. And not just that, but how long into that movie she shows her tits. Come to our webpage. Exclusively, type in Meg Ryan. Bam! She does full frontal in that movie. Wow. I'll show you Meg Ryan's bush. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I actually need to get going. Well, if you want to contact me, I don't have a cell.
And I've sacrificed my job, my body, my youth, my vagina.
Because he mistakenly forgot to put on a condom. The whole oops, I guess we're in love now narrative and Knocked Up is a masterclass in gaslighting. Movies like this help shape the dating scene right now. Every underachieving man who feels like having a beautiful and ambitious woman is his birthright. As your ticket out of mediocrity. Because in real life, this is what ruins women's lives. He had no money to take care of this baby, let alone her. Yeah, and then she was framed as the problem. The most insidious part is that in the end, it was framed as a happy ending for her. It was framed as like this new little fairy tale. Knocked Up just told on men, period. Because this was labeled as a romantic comedy. Haha, I fucked up your life, and I don't have to deal with it. He knew exactly what he was doing. He met her at the club when she was very openly celebrating her promotion. This was a premeditated schmurder. Because it really does destroy and end women's lives.
So I listened to the most literal translation of that, and I just did it already. What would you do? Don't tell Mommy. But it was the smartest thing I ever did listening to her, because now you're here.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? I think it is.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! The most insidious part is they framed this as a romance, as a comedy, and Allison got her happy ending in the end. When in reality, we know that this would have destroyed her life. It's like Knocked Up told on men. Because it is a romantic comedy for them, because they don't have to do anything. Find a woman light years ahead of them, convince her, also through films like this is part of the indoctrination camp of the patriarchy. Oh, it's so sweet. Yeah, for the dusty man-child. This happens with like a lot of different types of men. You can be a loser with a lot of money. Musk. Because having a baby, bummy man that doesn't appreciate you, that thinks you're the problem because he constantly like complains about her throughout the whole film and she's positioned to be the issue, that ruins your life because she not only has to support him, she has to support the baby because he has no job, he has no ambition, he has no prospects for a job. And this is a reality for a lot of women. Like, this is an indoctrination camp that you've been raised with. You were convinced, oh my god, like, women trap men with babies. It's like, no. Conditioned to think that a man was the prize and having a baby is a win. This is how women get trapped by losers every single day. Something happens to you chemically when you have that man's baby. You're not only tied to him logistically, you're tied to him emotionally. Grimes and Musk. She is tied to that abusive loser for the rest of her life. And that's the reality for a lot of women. You start to believe that that love-bombing version of that loser is the real him. Then you start to defend him. It's like something chemically that happens, I swear. And that could be you. Don't do it. Wrap it up. And then wrap it up and get the fuck out.
Guys, think about how crazy this is. When a dude traps you with a baby, he's not only saying you are obligated to this relationship in some way, shape, or form. He's saying you have to be a mother to my child, and you're somehow obligated to be a mother to me as well because I know I can't take care of myself. Because if I could, I wouldn't need to obligate somebody to be in a relationship with me to reinforce my inability to do that. And before the guys go ahead and drop in the comments acting crazy, acting, women do it too, women do it too. Yeah, women definitely do it too. But patriarchy creates a system where women are forced to marry and connect themselves to a man for their own survival or sustenance of their lives. We are just coming into a period where women are able to build for themselves and create through their own conscious will. Not that it hasn't always been like that, but because society is just starting to recognize that after completely demonizing free women. So yes, this conversation is more heavily focused on the men. And yes, when you do look at this conversation with some depth, finally, you can see that men also find ways to depend on women, but then flip the script to make them look like some kind of rebellious, confident, like playboy, or some just like an identity that validates you being some traumatizing asshole and stopping you from taking the accountability that you need to take. So maybe if you can't make anybody's life better, you could at least just be a good human being.
Now, as a woman, you're probably asking, well, how the hell am I supposed to know when this man is trying to have a trap baby? All right, let me give you some tips, some warning signs to be aware of. Warning number 1, he talks about having your baby before he talks about marrying you. Let me explain something to you. If a man is serious about being in your life, being committed to you, pouring into your needs, then he will be willing to discuss marriage. He will be willing to consider long-term commitment. When that man can't even talk marriage, but he's talking about, can you have my baby? You better run. Run for the hills, all right? This man is trying to set you up. And it sounds funny, but I'm telling you, this is for real. This is happening as we speak right now. And many of you listening to this podcast have experienced this. First dates, second dates, this man is already talking about putting the baby in you. But not talking about taking you to the courthouse. Not, let's go ring shopping. Not, what kind of house you want to live in? No, none of that. Because all he wants is to make sure he locks you in and you can't go anywhere.